What's up, my friends? Anatomy of Marriage here. We're going to do some Q&A, and we thought, why don't we video while we're doing other stuff and answer the questions? So, take it away, Mel.
And we're doing this because we can't fit all of our questions into listener questions episodes. There's just not enough time. So, we're going to answer some of your listener questions in video form. And our first one is sort of like a short question that we got, and it said, I would like to hear more about praying for your partner. So it's not really a question, it's more about an idea. And we did that. We've prayed together forever since we were dating. But one season in our marriage where prayer was like make or break kind of a deal.
It was essential.
Was when we were going through like the hardest part of our marriage. Seth would set prayer alarms. He would literally take his phone and set an alarm like 5 times a day. We would pray when we woke up. We would pray before we went to work. You would call from work. You would call like in the
literally no matter what was going on, where I would step out of a meeting, I would stop stuff and make that time, and it really made a difference. I think being consistent over a long period of time with the same thing really. What kind of message did that send to you when I did that?
It honestly made me know that he cared enough to put himself out, essentially, like to make it to inconvenience himself is the best way I can think of it. But that was one time where prayer was like almost what's the word, like
the only thing we had going.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean,
it
prayer
was an integral part of it.
Yeah.
Maybe?
But as far as like daily, regular prayer for your spouse, one of the things I pray every night in bed as a method to not have anxiety. So I have like so you quit cutting, I can't think. So one of the things that I learned was that anxiety is a form of meditation. So when you have anxiety or fears, you are literally meditating about a bad thing that might happen.
Oh, that's a good
So if you flip that on its ear, what's that word when you think of things that are good in your life, like a
gratitude,
like a gratitude practice.
A practice of gratitude,
at night or in the morning or whatever, is a way to do the opposite. Instead of having an anxiety that you're rolling around over and over, you're rolling around your gratitudes, the things that you're thankful for, and it helps you to appreciate your spouse or your kids or your parents or whatever. And I feel like for me, what it does is it takes something that has the potential to cause conflict. Like I could think about all the things that Seth does wrong, how he's late all the time, how he never thinks of this or that, and I could let that tear me apart, or I can focus on the things that he does really well and roll those around and have a gratitude like prayer thing in my head and make our marriage stronger. So that's kind of how I think of prayer on a daily basis.
I have never heard you talk about anxiety as a form of meditation.
I learned it from Joyce Meyer.
Oh, that is awesome, because I'm always talking about with clients about mindfulness and how to practice meditation, and then also anxiety. I have a lot of high anxiety clients, and also we are anxious at times. But yeah, anxiety is a form of meditation because you're focusing on that, right? And where our focus goes.
Where our attention goes, our energy flows. So if I pay attention to everything that's wrong with Seth, it's just going to be more. It's going to be like a rock rolling down a hill. It'll just gather more energy. But I can consciously choose to pay attention to things like what I'm thankful for, or what Seth is good at, or what I'm good at for that matter, and that will gain its own momentum. But I have to intentionally choose to point my focus to that thing, and then energy will gather there. What else was we going to say? You were going to say something else.
No, I mean, the question is, I would like to hear more about praying for your partner. The simplest answer to that is do it. Just do it. Set prayer alarms. Pray for my spouse. Pray for them when they go out. Pray for them in the morning. Pray over them and that can be however you pray. We're not like being prescriptive about prayer. It's whatever prayer looks like for you. Pray for them. Send good thoughts their way. Lift them up.
I would also
talk positively about them.
Yeah, I would also say too, to pray for yourself for understanding. That's a thing that, look, I cannot focus while you are cutting. I can't do it. So you're really, I know you like this idea a lot, but I can't do it.
No cutting.
Just the fruit looks great though. I
The
appreciate
fruit?
the fruit has seeds inside.
Oh. A pepper is not a fruit. I don't think it is.
Anyway, can't get off track. So, but pray for yourself when you think of praying in your marriage and that kind of thing, that you have, so anything that you would pray for your spouse, I hope that they're more patient and more loving and more kind and that they value me. Pray that you also are doing that for your spouse.
Right.
A lot of times we get into like this very singular focused mindset where we think that they're the problem, they need to be fixed, they need the work, and we're not focusing on maybe I have areas where I need to grow or things that I suck at, and maybe I should pray for wisdom and strength and like people to come into my life to help me with that, or a book that will help me with that.
Right.
And that is a way, because I think a lot of times we think, oh, well, I need to pray for my spouse because they are dumb, and that's not great.
Right. Pray for my spouse not to be an idiot.
Yeah.
No, and I absolutely, totally agree with what you're saying. Pray for your own wisdom, because if you're healthy, your spouse is going to get healthy and your marriage is going to get healthy. And that's not just like a blanket statement, I understand. However, the more we focus on other people, the less focus we put on ourselves. And sometimes the focus really needs to be on ourselves. And I'm not talking about, oh yeah, I got to focus on me. I got to go to the mall and eat scones all day or shop or whatever. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how can you grow? How can you push forward? How can you really own your own stuff that isn't helpful in the marriage? That's where it starts. So praying for yourself is 100%.
And just for an imagery thing, I did this with our boys when they would have, they would be afraid of having nightmares at night. And so I would tell them to meditate on good things, but they didn't understand it. So I went to the store and I bought a ball, just like a bouncy, like a big, you know, they're filled with air, but it was clear. And I wrote on with a Sharpie, I wrote on it, and I wrote like, things that made them happy, and I let them help me pick what were the things. So at one time it was our dog, and then the other one was like a baby bunny, and then one was like
our family or their favorite meal or
swimming.
Right.
And what I told them to do was, I said, meditation is rolling that ball around and reading them over and over and over. And once you got done talking about how happy the dog made you, turn it, and then you can talk about swimming in your mind, turn it again, and maybe you're talking about the dog again. But that might be something you can do with your kids if your kids need. And you can make a prayer ball. Same thing. You just have like list things that you're thankful for, and start using that as a technique in your marriage. It's really, it's praying for your spouse is really great. I think part of the reason it's so great is it lets you focus on the things that are positive, if that's how you're praying.
If that's how you're praying, it's intentional. Yeah, great question.
And we mentioned it in I think episode 12 maybe, where Seth does
in season 1.
In season 1, episode 12, I think. Could be totally wrong. But anyway, great question. Thank you for sending it in, and hope that helped.
All right.
Bye.